Oh, is he live? He's live. Right, excuse me while I put on the recording of the video and the podcast. And I've got 3 things going for my health show, Real Health. So I'm only on the live right now. And I'm just about to start. You're going to see me roll into a new start of a new episode of Real Health. Here we go, here we go. At the same time, here we go. This is the first time I'm doing this. Right. Steve here. Welcome to Real Health. Which camera am I going to look at? I'm going to look at that one because that's going to be recorded for my channel. I don't have any live ability for my Concierge Health Advisor channel, so I'm going to be looking at that. That is just live, and if I see something, I might respond, I might not, I might be so engrossed in what I say. So, Real Health. Who'd have thought, who'd have thunk, who'd have realised, who'd have imagined, who'd have researched about, credentialed for, stumbled upon? Me, I have stumbled upon what I do now in the Keto 44, the clumsy branding, what I do for what I do. Quickly, each and every episode, I need to do this. Keto 44. This is my health regimen. This is why I look so great and so healthy, and I'm going to live to 100. Perhaps I had a late start. I started at age 47 and now I'm 50. Yes, it's only 3 years, but let me tell you, if this didn't work, I'd be out of the contest, falling off the wagon, all the rest of it, straight away. I've got zero live people on the live thing because I've got live going, I've got the video going, and I've got the sound recording for the podcast. So, all this novel stuff happening for me. It's falling over. The live thing is falling over because I'm so disorganized and I didn't shore it up well enough. Sorry for the non-live people. I'm trying to fix up my live thing, even though I won't get any people. I'm not going to get any people. Are you kidding me? Surely I'm not going to get any people to watch the live. So anyway, today you've clicked on it. Health and fitness floundering. Are you floundering in your health and fitness? Not me. I've been on the health thing for, well, longer than my 3-year reference that I just referenced, because I probably spent several years, probably at least, you could go back decades to sort out my health issues, my yo-yoing of weight fluctuations and the like. I'm going to fix this up. Excuse me for the people that are on my priority is here. This camera. Nah, not there. Here. Sorry, podcast people. So, about 8,500 hours in, rather, I stumbled upon what I'm doing now, and the Keto 44 is aim for 80%, 3/4 perhaps, of your macros, your calories in keto. Not just for keto, but to keep your saturated fats up and to get enough cholesterol to be good for your hormone health, fertility, mental health, because 90% of our sheath in our brain, 90% of our hormones are made of the bricks and mortar of cholesterol. So yeah, increase salt intake to digest better, to get that get those gastric juices down to like 1.9, 2.0, 2.1 perhaps of the pH, and you'll be digesting, and then you've got to worry about the absorption. And the absorption, live people, the absorption comes in with the first 4, the 44. No gluten, wheat, barley, rye, and oats out. Oils, all oils out, which includes burnt animal fat, oils in a bottle, and fried food. Yes, even your olive oil. I've got extended versions of what to do in other episodes. Peruse. I've got the okay, I'll quickly do the 44. So the third part of the first 4, the 44, sugar, limiting fruit as well. Okay, and nitrose, the new carcinogen in town. This is easily done when you introduce the second 4, the 44, the 90 declared essential micronutrients, which is 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids, and then you'll be absorbing it. You won't just be piddling away those expensive, pretty expensive micronutrients down the dunny. And $100 a week for my body weight, which is not that light, but I'm pretty lean. I'm not sure how much you can see, but I'm pretty lean. So floundering with health and fitness, hey? In the last 6 months now, I've joined the gym. I only do around 20 minutes. If I if I admire myself in the mirror, it might be 25 minutes that day. Woo! And actually, this morning, I did another composition caliper test, body fat percentage test using this time the 7-site Jackson Pollock? Sounds like an author to me, but yeah, the 7-site Jackson Pollock, and I came out at 7.69%. Let's say 7.7% body fat, and that's why I look fairly, athletic. That's gone down again. So there you have it. When I first did it, I came out at 7.5, and then the 4-site Jackson Pollock and then 7-site came out at 9.9. Another came out at 8.5. So anyway, I think I'm doing it right now. Hey, where you going? Where you going? You're falling down, the what live people? Oh, you can't be falling down into my crotch area. So, and that's too high now. What can I do with these live people? Should I flick them off? Because I've got no followers anyway. Anyway, so floundering with your health and fitness. Well, if you're allergic to different sides of the boat, where you try this diet, you try intermittent fasting, you try vegan. It's pretty hard vegan, isn't it? Hey, it's very, very, very hard because you're not satiated. You're not satiated with all the micros. Never mind the macros. The micros, those 90 declared essential minerals, declared essential micronutrients, 60 of them are minerals. I'm not satisfied with you live people. You need to see better of me. And I've got the podcast going. Podcast people, you're number 3 at the moment. So floundering. Floundering to me means that you're trying low fat. You're trying higher fat, keto, carnivore, vegan, intermittent fasting, keto. Yes, I mentioned keto, but I'll bet you're not doing it right. And also you aren't digesting and absorbing all the micronutrients that we require. By doing the Keto 44, within weeks, more accurate or more dependable, within just say a 40-year-old, it'll take 3 months for you to really kick in, even if you are carrying a bit of beef, got some chronic health issues, you're still not falling down, live people. Awesome. Any comments or anything? Yeah, nothing. So that's the floundering, because as per my earlier episodes, there's a lag effect with your macros. Depending on your age, depending on your sensitivities, as in digestibility or absorbability, how much damage is done to the villi in your small intestine governs how much you are absorbing. Never mind the digestion and absorption. If you don't have dependable daily supply of the micronutrients, you're just floundering. And that's what today's idea is, right? So the health part, and then there's the fitness part. Oh yeah, I mentioned the fitness because I'm going to the gym. Yes, I've actually gone down in body fat percentage. I'm not sure in increased muscle mass, maybe in the legs, maybe the chest a bit, arms, yes, all right, everywhere. quite slow because, hey, I'm not putting much work in. And hey, you guys are going again. The bloody, the live people are getting a nice view of my bloody crutch again. Oh God, can't be seeing that. Hey. So, with the health part, depending on your chronic disease, chronic illness, chronic health problems that you may have, usually those chronic things are the metabolic syndrome complex. That's where there's a bit of weight gain, hypertension, blood sugar issues, and what's the other one? Cholesterol. Right. That's the worst one we don't understand. The second probably one we don't understand is the weight loss. The weight loss, you're not losing weight, you're falling off the wagon, you're floundering because you haven't got enough micronutrients, particularly the tells, the signatures, the markers of not being able to manage your weight well, which is code for you're fat, weight manage, which is you're fat. I was fat for decades, yo-yoing like a champion. I was even a champion when I was fat. I was a champion, 100 plus kilogram triathlon competitor. I even won Noosa as a 90 plus kilo triathlon competitor. I won gold at Noosa, at the Noosa triathlon. Yes, I did. And then quite a few years later, when I went from the 90 plus category and the 100 plus category, I got into a 150 kilogram plus category. Guess what sport that was? Sumo wrestling. Yeah, I was basically, because it was the Oceania Championships, so I made it to the semis, but I was the only Aussie left in the semis, and therefore I am 2015 Aussie Sumo Champ. How about that? Hey. So, there's no more floundering for me, and I aim for there not to be any more floundering with people's weight issues, because if you do the Keto 44, it's gone. I know of people. They're showing signs of insulin resistance with fat face, belly, hips, thighs, combination of, and they're not doing it right. Also, they probably didn't, hey, I've got family on the line. Hey, Dalta, how are you, Dalta, in the live? I saw something pop up. I didn't think I'd have anyone, and then I got some support. Hey, Dalta, how are you? So, you distracted me, Dalta. You distracted me. So, look, if you're floundering like I was for decades, yo-yoing up and down, having pica, which is the code name for cravings. Can't control how much you're eating, so I doubled down more. I did more work, more training, more triathlon training, more. And then after races, after training, I'd eat a whole pizza, a whole bucket of ice cream as well. I bet you've heard those things, Dalta, about what I've done in the past. So if you're floundering, the answer is what I'm suggesting. This is what? I had more comments from Dalta. Hey, Dalta. So, look, no more floundering, okay? I mentioned the cravings equals pica equals cravings. We're not going hungry any longer. There was plentiful calories around for cheap, very cheap, for 10% of our yearly income, judging by average yearly income by capita. And calories are not an issue. It's micronutrient deficiencies. It started since the advent of electricity, dams, no ash practice, and that 99% that isn't, that 1% of ash that isn't carbon is minerals. That's where the complex part is. And as a result, bingo bongo, we got fatter. And we're just going to get fatter. We're going to get fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter until we start to realize that it's a minerals game. You need the minerals to be absorbing all the other vitamins, the amino acids, and Yes, delta, the amino acids and essential fatty acids. Because if you're not utilizing all the other micronutrients via the minerals, you're just going to be floundering. You're going to be busting for that pizza, busting for that cake. Oh, there's some crisps in the fridge. That's pretty talented. I once discovered the crisps in the fridge when they were being hidden from me. Oh, funny. So, if you're busting for a feed right now, all those lovely foods that are out there, there's a reason why there are lovely foods, and those foods are lovely because the people that manufacture them know that we're busting for calories. And it's not a calories thing, it's pica. Those cravings are micronutrient deficiencies. Our bodies aren't smart enough to lead us to where we need to go. Isn't that right? Yeah. So, do the Keto 44. Even if there's no, I'm not going to feed you evidence base. There's plenty of evidence out there. It won't be in Cell, Nature, or what's the other? Epic live stream. Yes, it is, daughter. Sorry for the recorded people. I got my one and only viewer on the live. Ooh. So, lost my train of thought, haven't I? Yeah, that's right. So, that's what happens when you look all over the place and you're not concentrating. You just lose it. So with pica, yes, our bodies, yes, that's right. Our bodies aren't smart enough to lead us by the ear, pull us by the hair, get that selenium, get that calcium, get that molybdenum, get that arsenic. Did you know that arsenic is an essential mineral? As long as it goes through your liver, not there or all the rest of it, right? Into your eyes, or any old way, but what they used to do in history. And so these days we need to do pretty much the Keto 44. I can feed you with evidence, but guess what? People don't care. We are very emotional about our health and fitness pursuits. So, what I suggest, and if you don't pursue and say, I'm full of shite, let's compare notes to your favorite guru, your favorite PhD, your favorite health and fitness influencer on, what's some of the bloody things out there? TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and yada, 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 yada. Yeah, that's right. And let's compare notes in 30 years. Pick a time. And health-wise equals longevity and health span. We're getting chronically ill as of about early 60s, and then we start dying mid 70s. It's not a very good way to go. I got most of my information from insurance company data, and I put 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 together, and I made, what's that? Is that 12? And that's why I'm fit and I'm healthy. So the fitness part. If you're floundering, if you've joined the gym and it's just too hard, firstly, don't spend an hour in the bloody gym. Spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I started with 10 minutes. Then I went 15, 20, 25 if I'm admiring myself. Oh, and there's no chance of me giving up because I'm not busting my butt. If you've got some motivation and bust your butt and you want to be an influencer, yes, bust your butt, but you better be, hey, it's moving again. This selfie influencer ring is not, well, it's not set up because I didn't set it up right, didn't I? Haven't I? Oh boy. So, people, the more effort you put in sweating, in your aerobic activity, riding bikes around and running, doing triathlon like I used to, it led me down the path, more micronutrient deficiencies, because you sweat more, you lose micronutrients. through that sweat that was bound for your bloodstream, your tissues, and cells and tissues, and bones, and hair, and nails, and eyes and brain, and everything. You lost it. If you're sweating and you're not supplementing, and if you're not giving up the first four, the 44, the gluten, the oils, sugars, nitrates, nitrites, that's it. You're not going to keep your fitness regimen. You probably will by sheer force of willpower and focus, whatever adjective you want to use with that. I was a triathlete for 1.5 decades. And then after my last swim, my last pounding of the pavement, in about 2 years, I put on something like 50 kilos. Gee, that's talented. Well, it's not actually, it's bloody easy. And if you stop your fitness regimen, your gym, your aerobics, or where you may be playing team sport as a weekend warrior and the like, then you might find yourself struggling in your health and fitness regimen down the track because you're switching away even what you are getting on board. What a sad state of affairs. And I've got all my screens taken up with recording, and I usually around this point I look up health news, and I try and smash all the bloody health news out there. So I'll keep going with that. So if you're floundering with your health and fitness, if your meds aren't working, well, your body's got used to those meds, and also you're not absorbing. And the further you go, the more years you spend eating the glutens, oils, sugars, nitrates, nitrites, and sugars, you're just going to drop off your perch even earlier. And as I say, each and every 50 years, from say 2050, so 2050, average life expectancy 72. Average life expectancy in 2100, 67. 2150, 62. Keep on doing the math, and then we'll get down to like something like 40. And it's not going to be the reason why it was 40 100 years ago, our life expectancy. Come on. There was octogenarians, 80 and 100-year-old people walking around back in those days too. But the difference is stats, okay? Infant mortality rate drops significantly, even with mothers as well, right? And so if you're doing your health and fitness regimen by sheer motivation, sheer force, sheer willpower, sheer get out there now and do it, forced motivation, no, you're not going to last. Even if you're doing 10 minutes, well, why even put your shoes on? You won't last. The sooner you start. If you're 20, easy. If you're 30, bit harder. If you're 40, it'll take 3 months. If you're 50, might take 4 or 5 months. If you're 70, 9 months and beyond. Because you spent nearly 7 decades eating gluten, oils, sugars, nitrates, nitrites, right? Yeah. So it takes a while for the recovery process in the villi of the small intestine to have you to absorb the micronutrients that we all require. Even your dog, cat, bird, fish, turtle, giraffe, rhinoceros, crocodile, and what else is there? Goanna. Even your goanna. Falling down again, geez. So, while I'm behind, in my mind, I'm still ahead, while I'm starting to now flounder in my delivery, not in my health. I will sum up, and the moral of today's story is do the Keto 44 or you're stuffed. Simple as that. I invite your fitness influencer your PhD, your fitness guru, your health guru, your other presenter of any other stance, wherever they belong. Compare notes. Let's compare notes. Pick a time. 2 years, 7 years, 15 years, 35 years. Let's see whose health regimen is best. You won't listen to me now, most of you. Even if there is data, books, and results, people won't listen because health and fitness is very emotional, and we're going to follow, I don't know, Instagram, fitness influencers and the like, health gurus, GPs, doctors, mainstream health people with wrinkles and graying hair. They're bald, they're fat, and they work at Harvard. I even did an episode of the fat Harvard professor advocating for weight management. Far out. Far out. So, on a high point, for me it's a high point, I will continue to enjoy my health and fitness while not working at it, not even thinking about it. I was going to stop, but I'm not. I was going to mention about those fancy foods. Fancy foods didn't used to be so fancy before the last century. And then we had this thing called pica, cravings, spices, herbs and spices, 13 herbs and spices with KFC, and your Indian food, your lovely Mediterranean stuff, and other Asian food, and it's only going to get even better and better and better tasting. The reason why it's getting better and better and better tasting is because we're after extreme tastes. I was one for extreme tastes. The sweeter, the saltier, the more bitter, the more steam in the food. It was all pica. Yes, I have a lot of salt now, but that just helps with digestion. I only eat twice a day, and apparently I have about 1,800 calories, and that's why probably I'm sustaining, the sort of body composition that I am now. So our diet should be more mechanical. If you're after variety, never used to be the case. Even if you're the carnivore type and the ancestral diet type and the Neanderthal diet, or whatever they're bloody called these days, you're close, but you're not close enough, because the vitamins, the minerals, the essential fatty acids, and the amino acids, there's not enough there. And if your ancestral diet has anything to do with gluten, oils, sugars, nitrates, nitrites, you're stuffed. So do the Keto 44. Most episodes on the video, now the live, most of the podcasts have the Keto 44 referenced. I used to call it the 44th, a twist of dairy and egg. Then I thought, that's inadvertently keto. Anyway, I've exhausted the moral of today's story many times. I say a few things quite often, but I only have 1.7 regular listeners, 2.2 listeners from time to time, and they just say, you're full of it. Fine. Look me up in 50 years. That's all I got. And I'm too lazy to give you references. Also, that'll be work going down the drain, because you're just going to look at it and you're going to say, it's not in Nature, it's not in Cell, and it's not in, what's the other journal, which is very, the landmark journals? Cell, Nature, and don't know. Right, until the next time, I might reach 3.1 viewers and listeners at some point. So I'm going to stop the podcast and the video now. Until the next time, bye-bye. And the live people are left. And now I'm just going to shut off you live people. Thanks for viewing, all the live people. Yeah, one person. You. Ciao for now. I don't know how to stop this. How do you stop this bloody thing? Live. There's a cross there. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure. Bye-bye now.